My disconnect from starting or wanting to live, it wasn't much more of like wanting to die or wanting to live. It was more of survival and, can I make it through today? Really didn't have much love growing up from, my dad left us at 3. So I was 3 years old, didn't have really anyone to blame. My mom never blamed my dad. The disconnect started to come later, that when I began to get older and realized I had to provide for myself, I had to stick close to my brother to try to just survive. My heart began to become calloused when you don't have enough. Growing up as poor as I did, we didn't look at what we didn't have. We just got calloused to the way we were living. There was 11 of us in 2 bedrooms, so we were sleeping on the floor. I didn't have an actual bed until I was about 18 years old. I just had a blanket, and we didn't have much of anything as far as money-wise, so we really didn't know what luxury or nice things were like. We just had things, durable things, and we made them last. Things got dark when I realized there was nothing out there for me and that no one cared. And so I just started really living my life towards just darkness and hatred. And I began to close my heart off. I began to think there is no love out there, so I didn't love back. So without an attachment, I got attached to my friends. We were in a crew, in a gang, and we lived a very dangerous lifestyle. I lived a very dangerous lifestyle where I put myself in danger a lot and didn't care. I wasn't the baddest guy or the hardest guy, but I was definitely the hardest in my heart with hatred and hurt. That takes me back to that point where if I don't have enough, I'm gonna make it enough and go after enough for myself. So having to try to survive in a poor environment where there wasn't enough food or where the next meal was gonna come. There was times where I didn't have food or didn't have enough to provide for myself. So I had to do what I could to survive. So I'd go to different friends' houses or go to grandma's house, always get a meal there. So if I didn't eat for a few days, I'd go hang out at grandma's house and find my way to different places to be able to get the things that I needed or use people to get what I needed. When I was younger, maybe 8 or 9 years old, when my mom would get her check, it was a good day because we knew we were going to get McDonald's. We used to get the rations from the government as far as potatoes and cheese and powdered milk, which we would survive on that. We would make potatoes. We thought we were chefs. We'd make potatoes in different ways, and so when the check came around, we knew it was a good day because my mom had a chance to buy us food, and then we would be like, let's do that. This is exciting. We go to the local McDonald's, and I'd order a 20-piece nugget. I wouldn't order a 20-piece because I could eat a 20-piece, but I knew that I could store some away and keep some for the next upcoming days. And Dave did the same thing too. We get a Happy Meal with 20 pieces in it. And it's a crazy thought, but we did what we could to keep ourselves thinking ahead of what the next baby step might be. At 18, I was a hardened criminal and full-time thug, gangster, tagger. I was all of it. I was trying to dodge death and hanging out and trying to do what I could to be cool. And then one day at a park, through an evangelistic event set on by a church, they did a stage play. And at the stage play, they said, do you want to accept Christ into your life? And the preacher came up, and I walked up, and at that moment, I didn't know what to expect. But at that moment, I think my hard heart that was so hard at that moment. The play was geared towards young people who were no hope, lost, families destroyed, and saying there is hope and there's a way, and through God you can find this way. And I thought if that could work for them on the stage, then it could work for me. And so I gave it a shot, and I remember to the day that the moment I said yes. It was a very tough decision to make that step to walk forward, but I knew I had nothing to lose because I've already lost everything. So I'm going forward. And when I went to the forward, they prayed, and when I prayed, something special happened in my heart, something tangible that changed. It was almost like calluses just melted away, or a hardened heart just began to soften. And that day I experienced love, probably for the first time, real true love. I felt that the first time, and it was a touch on my heart. And I knew at that moment that life wouldn't be the same. And I tried to go back to the old lifestyle from that moment. I tried to go back and I had this miraculous transformation where I was trying to be crazy again, or be, as hard as I can be again, but didn't work because I had this love now, this God love inside my heart that I couldn't go back to that register, or I couldn't take that thing back. And it was such an emotional touch that it was like, this is what I need to be going after. This is what's going to make sense. That touch, I need to go back after that. And that's when I started to pursue God. I guess now into adulthood, this scarcity mentality of food or not being able to have enough still comes up, and it still pops up. The other day I was at the beach trying to relax, and I couldn't relax. And I finally tapped into something, and I said to my wife, I said, I can't enjoy this. And she was like, look at the beach, look at the beauty, look at everything. And I was like, I can't enjoy it because I don't feel like I earned it. I don't feel like I don't feel like I did enough today to enjoy this lifestyle, or to enjoy, to relax in this time. And that is something that pops up a lot that I had not put words to before. And being able to see it when it pops up and be able to put it out there, and gives me victory, and it allows me to take what is said in my mind, the tape that keeps playing about my old scarcity life, or the things that not enough life pops back up, and now I take it and I throw it out there and say, no, this is what I'm thinking. And I'm able to take that thought, and I'm able to say no, and I'm able to rejoice over it and say, no, I am going to be happy right now. I am going to take that. I am going to look. I'm going to stop and pause and look. I may have missed it, but now I'm going to catch it now. That is the key to breaking the scarcity mentality, is letting it know that it is afraid. It's trying to use fear, but when you take your words and you take it out and you show it for who it is, it no longer has any power, because you're able to see what it really is. And those keys, and then to be able to get that gratitude and appreciation, and then to say it is the big deal, because to put it out there and give it out and give it away, something happens where the more you give, the more you start to get. So the more appreciation you start giving out, then the more gratitude you start giving out, all of a sudden it's like you just start getting more and more. It's almost like the giving principle, but with gratitude and appreciation. It's just this beautiful cycle that you start to see reciprocated back onto your life, and allows you to get through victory.